Hey guys, in this video we are going to take a trip down memory lane featuring Sesta. I really enjoyed making the Shangwa one, so I thought Sesta is another very overpowered character, and just to show you how overpowered she is, I thought I would hit up a whole bunch of super bosses and such with her just to show her off. To get things started, I'm going to do something a little different compared to the last time. We are going to take Sesta into the Underworld, another dungeon. Now, she needs wind party members. And let's see what would be the best way to sort this. Probably by light or shadow. We'll try light first. So she needs wind characters. It doesn't matter who. The only reason I am picking any characters is because I want to get all the rewards. So let's see, Sayuka, Darnayus, and Yazuki. That could put me at 360, not quite. So the back row characters, they don't have to be wind at all, so I could just use whoever for the back row. And who is common? You know what? Let's find a sister. There's one sister. Alright, that's all we need, 360. So, Sesta. Sesta is an insanely powerful character. When she's in a wind zone, at the beginning of the turn, she gets what's called a Divine Wolf stack. And that changes her first ability into Twin Blade Wolf. It attacks, and then it attacks once, and inflicts wind break, and then it attacks all enemies 3 times, and then it attacks 2 more times after some buffage and everything, and the final 2 hits are barrier piercing and extremely powerful. So how powerful is she? What we're going to do, we're going to give her a Falcon badge. It's preemptive. If you don't have a Falcon badge, you can get one in Toto Dream Ocean Stamp Collection, which involves the Logic and Scales Chapter 5. There is another one after Chapter 92 at the Tree of Time. It's behind a horror. But that's it. Just a Falcon badge. No other gear. And as you saw, nothing, nothing, and nothing. And the back row character has nothing. So we have an entire team of people completely unequipped. 3 of them are level 60. And Sesta does not even have the most basic of weapons. Alright. We are going to the Underworld. 360. Check. Move. Now, I'm not going to redo the Underworld for every single branch, but this is just how crazy Sesta is.
Jeez, what an annoying enemy.
There's our wind zone since we have 4 wind characters. It's awakened. Attack. She goes first because it's preemptive. The final 2 hits. Massive.
Sesta did good.
Yes, Sesta did good. So we're going to continue tearing up Underworld with a completely ungeared team. Just occurred to me, we have a Iridian in the background. Technically, we don't even need any character back there. Honestly, forgot he was there. And all I'm doing is just running around and auto-attacking with this team. And one more fight.
Listen, these are the cries of the voiceless.
Alright, let's go to... Let's just go to the final one. Go fight the Queen. Ark of the Underworld. Yes. Now I've cleared a few paths, so your arc might look a little different than mine. I tried to do it so I could just really quickly grab a few chests fight the horror, and then just finish the zone. I'm at the point where I'm just kind of rushing through for the end rewards. But even in this area, Sesta is not even doing her final 2 attacks. She's killing all the trash just with her first attacks.
Who wants a bite? Listen. These are the creatures of the voiceless.
Can't wait to fight again.
Come on, horror.
Just a tad strong.
The purpose of the Falcon Badge is to make sure she goes first. If you don't have a Falcon Badge, you could load her up on speed if you wanted. It sounds kind of like a drug reference. And if a very fast Sesta will probably go first as well. Alright. End boss. A major trial. Yes. What are we going to do? We're going to 6 Sesta on her.
Listen. These are the cries of the voiceless.
Twin blade time. Look at that, 20 million in damage. She doesn't have gear. She has nothing, literally nothing. She's not getting any support Grasta from anyone else. She's not getting any buffs from Iridian. She's just doing Sesta things. And then what I want you to think about, this is the Underworld dungeon. So that means she can do the exact same thing in future Guerrilla, Antiquity Guerrilla, and present Guerrilla. I actually have a video showcasing her from a year ago doing exactly that. So I wanted to start off the video just kind of showcasing what she can do. And knowing that, if you get Sesta and she's 5-starred, you don't have to give her anything at all. You automatically have an I win button for a lot of the first 4 green key dungeons. So let's now that I've kind of showed off her dungeon prowess, her abilities in a dungeon, we will move on to some fights. Now what we're going to do, we're going to fight a couple of manifest fights. We're going to start off with Cerrine's. It is a level 10 fight, and we have Sesta here, who has nothing. Absolutely nothing. Now, as you saw, Sesta needs 3 wind characters in order to pull off her Twin Blade Wolf. So, let's find her some wind characters to use, shall we? So let's grab Twiggy, let's grab Lovina, and let's grab Darunis. Alright, so we have a level 60 good monster with nothing. Sesta with nothing. Lovinia with nothing. Darunis with nothing. And Cerrine with her manifest weapon. And a choker. That's all we got. No sidekicks, nothing else. Alright, Cerrine. Yes, we're going to challenge the weapon again.
Sesta will tear you to bits.
And this time she does not have the Falcon badge, so if I just push attack, I'm just trusting that her speed will outspeed the enemy. There we go. Cerrine, level 10 manifest fight. Done. Nice and easy. Alright, let's see what's next. Alright, let's do... So Cerrine, you could say, well, Cerrine's was easy. It didn't resist wind or anything. So let's find another one that, let's see. Why don't we fight wind with wind? Let's grab, once we can find her. That's all. Let's see. Oh, that's right. She's her ES form. So she's not wind anymore. Good old Felmina. Switch her back. So Felmina, normal style. Poison Lily. So again, no one has any gear, including Sesta. It's a completely naked team, except for Felmina holding her true manifest. Still no sidekicks. Now this is also a level 10 fight, but this one has 2 enemies.
Listen,
Once again,
these are the cries
we're just going to hit
of the
auto
voiceless.
attack. There we go. Not a problem. This is just a level 80 Sesta. And before anyone asks, and before we get too much into this, I do not have Sesta's another style, because as you know, sometimes if you have another style, in fact, Felmina does, if you complete it, you know, there's sometimes a little bonus, maybe get some extra MP, maybe get some extra power, something. I don't even know what Sesta's AS style gives. I think it's speed. But this is just regular level 80 Sesta. No bonuses from another style, nothing. I can give her AS style 10 power, but I don't have that for this style. So there you go. There was a Poison Lily knocked out by a completely unequipped Sesta. Next. Alright. So let's switch over to a sword user. Deidre. And let's check out Sesta against Deidre's Manifest.
You can't run from my arrows.
Attack. Ooh, there's some defenses there.
These are
Is
the
it gonna
cries
matter?
of the voiceless.
Nope.
There's nothing my arrows can't pierce.
Alright, so if you pull Sesta, some of the earlier Manifest fights will go down regardless of what you have her equipped with. So that was fun. Let's see what else we can obliterate with Sesta, shall we? So now that you've seen that Sesta is pretty powerful without any gear, let's go ahead and start giving her some gear. Because you can see that she can clear everything up to the Underworld without any gear, that means you can run some of the zones and get the power of pains and power of agonies. And Underworld has a chance of dropping the bullseye ore. So we're going to go ahead and equip her with the bullseye ore. Now, this particular Grasta, the power of agony, it's not going to do any good. If the enemy had pain, she would also do 30% more damage. However, none of the characters are setting pain. So for weapons, she can use any katana in the world. So let's say that you've progressed far enough and you have, what's the lowest level 60 I have? Cruel Angel, started. Lustrous Steel 3. Let's give her that. Alright, armor. What kind of level 60 weak armor do we have? A black ring. And badge. At this point, you probably have a few power badges lying around. Let's give her, I got power 1. Let's give her power 20, speed 20. Sure. No other Grasta. So basically, we're getting the benefit of a bullseye ore, and we're giving her a little bit of damage. Nothing terribly hard. The other characters still have nothing. We don't even need Deidre anymore. Oh, look at that. She had Amnesia and Quake on her. Not that that mattered. Let's ditch Deidre. Bye. Still no sidekicks. Alright, let's see what we can do with this team. To start off, we'll head over to the Moonlight Forest. And by the way, she is a great farmer. All you gotta do is make sure that she goes first or outspeeds her enemies, and she will pretty much kill most everything up into like chapter 100-ish without any difficulty. Alright, if you have played as Varu the cat, then you have access to this area, Moonlight Forest Cat Road. And one of the enemies in here is a level 4
It looks really
super boss, according to the wiki anyway, called Rotte Rivel. Attack.
Listen. These are the cries of the voiceless.
And dead. I will freely admit I tried this with her completely unequipped, and she was able to take him down to half health, but then he did an attack and killed the team. So at this point, yay, I got my 50 chaos drops. Which, by the way, if you are unfamiliar, you can go with those chaos drops. This guy here does sell a bunch of Grastas for those drops that you just got, and you can buy them out. You can go and fight that boss Rotte Rivel once a day with a very poorly geared Sesta. The keys here, basically, as long as you have some form of bullseye. Could be a bullseye badge, could be bullseye ore on top of some Grasta, but as long as you have bullseye, you've basically effectively doubled her damage, and she does a lot of damage. So there you go, Rotte Rivel with a very poorly geared Sesta and a win team that was not equipped with anything. Here we are at the Fugen Itto-Ryu Dojo. It has a tier 6 super boss fight available if you go and talk to this guy right here. And you can't have Shiguri, Shion, or Akane in your party. They're the ones that challenge you. So, because this is tier 6, it's time for us to upgrade her team and her gear just a little bit. So we're going to go ahead. Again, remember that you can clear Underworld all you want and all of the previous dungeons. So with time, you can get the Rose with Thorns ore and the Power of Pain. And let's find one more Power of Pain. I think he has MP consumption as well. They don't stack. So let's find... Do we have any more pains? Which one? You bullseye. We have that one. We have that one. Adversity is always a nice one. That improves the damage on a bunch of characters. Like if you're fighting with 5 people or something. I don't want to do this one yet because that's an ore that you don't get at this point in the game, Underworld or before. Let's I really don't have any other paints I can use. Well, let's just find one that's not upgraded. There we go. Okay. We have Bullseye, Rose with Thorns, and a regular Power of Pain. Alright. We'll leave the Lustrous Steel and all that for now, but we do need a Pain Setter. And these characters don't do it. So here's where we start getting into, well, maybe some gacha characters would be helpful. First of all, remember, they still have to be wind characters. So these are all of my options. And as far as free characters, you could look around and see if you can find someone to set Pain for you. I'm just going to go ahead and go to one of the oldest characters that we have, Suzette.
Summon forth the darkness.
And to make it fair, we are going to remove all equipment. Suzette, one of her stellar skills, is this one? Yes. It inflicts poison and pain on all enemies. If you don't have her stellar awakened, one of her skills, Demonic Thrust, will inflict poison and pain on all enemies and reduce their power. I think it's preemptive even if you don't have her True Manifest. Ooh, that's a good idea. We should do the True Manifest fight next. So we're going to Demonic Thrust with Suzette. And I guess let's just go ahead and leave the rest of the team as it is. So we're going to battle the apprentices. Alright, Demonic Thrust to reduce power. You see they already have pain, but if, as I said, if you don't have her Stellar Awakened, Demonic Thrust would put pain on the enemies. Twin Blade Wolf, the other two will do their thing.
These are the cries of the voiceless.
Alright, Shion runs off.
Listen. These are the cries of the voiceless.
Bye-bye, Shiguri. There's Akane. Demonic Thrust to get the pain on there.
These are the cries of the voiceless.
Oh, look, they're all together. So we are going to blow the AF gauge, and we are going to Crusher blow them. And I guess Suzette will do one more Demonic Thrust and Dragon Assault. Actually, I'll just spam this one so you can see Crusher Blow in action. I don't want to throw anything off by having Suzette's attacks in there. Look at that, 81 million in damage. Okay, the lower level characters got hurt. So we are now left with Demonic Thrust, and we'll go ahead and Crusher Blow. There you go, Tier 6. And a very poorly geared Sesta took it down. So Bullseye, Rose with Thorns, 3 Power of Pains, and someone who could set pain. So in her case, Suzette, we have Demonic Thrust, Preemptive Pain. It does help too that Demonic Thrust was reducing their power. That did make their attacks a little more survivable. You did see that Sesta and Suzette both took damage. Alright, I mentioned Suzette. Let's say that you have Suzette and you've been struggling for a while trying to get her True Manifest fight. Let's go. So here we are for Suzette's True Manifest fight. We've changed the team just a little bit. Still no sidekicks. We have free characters Azami and Curio. Both are wind characters, both are katana users. So they'll be helpful for setting the wind zone and possibly for some extra katana boosts. Azami has a skill called Heavenly Dance. It reduces enemies' power and can stack. And Accumulation Winds, which reduces wind resistance and stacks. Curio also has a few helpful skills. He has Transient Glory. It's a shade attack, but it improves the power of all party members, including Sesta, and it also improves sword, katana, and axe equipped characters' damage, and Sesta uses katanas. If there's a type zone deployed, because the katana is with an attack zone, sorry. When there's a type zone, like a wind zone deployed, wind attacks for all party members will go up by 50%. So when he uses Transient Glory once, for 5 turns, Sesta's power and her wind attacks will be stronger. He also has Glimmer Strike, which can inflict pain, so he could be a pain setter as well if you don't have Suzette. And he also has Steadfast Melody, which can actually act as a heal. As far as gear, Azami just has basic gear, no shared Grasta. Sesta, still equipped with this stuff. Suzette has her Dark Heavenly Tears, but otherwise nothing. Curio has his Regret Sword and a Tempered Ring, which is not upgraded whatsoever, just something to throw on there. In the back, we have a Knight, Tome. He is actually one of my favorite characters to pair with Sesta. He is a katana user, and he can hold Grasta. Now, any katana user can hold these three Grasta, and all of these can be gotten at this point in the game. If you defeat the Itto-Ryu, you get Sound Body Katana, which improves hit points and MP for all katana users. So he is actually buffing with that one Grasta, Kiryu, Sesta, and Azami. They all have 300 extra health thanks to that one Grasta. He also has Enhance of Max HP Katana and Power of Gale Katana. Power of Gale improves all katana users' wind type attacks by 30%, no matter what. And Enhance of Max HP improves damage by 30% for all katana users. Not necessarily wind damage, just all forms of damage by 30%. Of course, they have to be at max health. If they take damage, that one no longer is changing anything. And I'll get into why he's my favorite later. So anyway, that is a team, no sidekicks, and we are going to fight Suzette's true Manifest. This is the level 11 fight, not the level 10 fight. So here we go. This is what we're going to do. On the first turn, we're going to blow the AF gauge. We're going to work in Accumulation Winds, and then spam Heavenly Dance. We're going to spam Starving Wolf. We're going to do one Demonic Thrust, and then spam Dragon Assault. And we are going to get one Transient Glory, and spam Glimmer Strike. So we're going to do 2, 1, 2, 2, and then all ones. 2, 1, 2, 2, all ones. The goal is to get her down to her first HP stopper. And not use Twin Blade Wolf. So as you can see, it's very, very doable. Despite being in an Awakened Wind Zone, all the debuffs made her very, very weak. When she has her minions appear, you'll notice they are not debuffed anymore. So it's a good idea to Demonic Thrust. We can go ahead and Twin Blade Wolf. We'll go ahead and Steadfast Melody, just improve our physical resistance a little bit more, heal up a little bit. Since she got hurt, she's no longer getting the benefit of that max HP. And in her case, it doesn't really matter what we use, so we'll just do our Accumulation Winds. Here goes Twin Blade. We get to the next HP stopper. She's a little bit stronger now.
Sesta will repay.
This is our last turn with the Enhanced or Awakened Wind Zone. So we're going to Twin Blade. We'll go ahead and Accumulation Winds, Demonic Thrust, and we will go ahead and Glimmer Strike. Why not?
These are the cries of the
As you can see,
voices.
on the third turn,
Sesta did
Sesta
good.
took care of that fight. So if you have Suzette and you want her to be a partner for Sesta, once you have Sesta, the Dark Heavenly Tears True Manifest fight, the level 11 fight, is just that simple. So you just saw it beaten with an unequipped Azami, a very simply equipped Sesta, a basically unequipped Suzette, and an unequipped Kiryu, and a couple of shared Grasta that are easy to get very early on in the game on Tome. No sidekick needed, no special weapons needed, just blast through and Sesta will do good. So let's move on. Alright, we've taken care of Suzette's true manifest. So now that made her a lot more powerful. With the Dark Heavenly Tears, Suzette's Dragon Assault becomes a lot more powerful, and her Demonic Thrust becomes a lot more powerful. And you do not have to equip the Dark Heavenly Tears. You can switch to any other weapon, and those abilities stay there. For the time being, though, we'll go ahead and leave her with the Dark Heavenly Tears, and nothing else. So for this next fight, if you have Azami, you may have her tome. And is it this one? Yes. Okay. One of the... Here it is. One of the repair conditions is defeat Azami at the Cerrine coast and clear all pledges. It results in the Windburned Pain Grasta. And that's an important Grasta for Sesta. So let's go ahead and do that. I have Amy in the party. She's just equipped with a very basic weapon, and she does not have her stellar skills. So a just normal level 80 Amy can fill in just fine.
Let's slip the dogs of war.
So we're going to go ahead and blast away with this. These are the skills Amy has. She can reduce wind resistance and physical resistance. She can buff up the party's power. And she can debuff the enemy. She, of course, can Starving Wolf and Crusher Blow and all that good stuff. We will Twin Blade Wolf as well. We're going to Demonic Thrust and Dragon Assault. And he is going to Transient Glory, Steadfast, and Glimmer Strike. So here's what we're going to do in the AF burst. We'll go ahead and do 3, 1, 2, 3. And then we'll spam all ones for now. 3, 1, 2, 3. And then we'll try to switch over to Twin Blade towards the end. So 3, 1, 2, 3, and then all ones at some point switching to Twin Blade. 3, 1, 2, 3, all ones. You can see that Azami's already been beaten up, but just for practice, I tend to do Twin Blade Wolf about when I see the AF gauge right up around the 25% mark. As you can see, this fight was not a problem, and that is the clear condition to give Sesta the Windburned Pain Grasta. It improves damage with pain, and it improves wind type attacks by 20%. And this trio of Grasta is actually what I have for my end game Sesta. So Grasta wise, she is all set to go this early in the game. So now that we have that, let's see what else we can get away with. Moving up the tier chain, we are approaching Lacus Solitudinis. It is one of the 20,000 BC superbosses, tier 9 on the wiki list. If you fly over from the Winged Village and you've completed the requirements to access the bosses, the entrance is right here. And there it is. So this team, we put back Azami, and let's say that you don't have Suzette yet. Well, what if you have just normal style Felmina? So here is this team. Azami, still completely ungeared except for her Preeminence Blade and her Preeminent Brace. Sesta now has the Windburned Pain Grasta, but otherwise is still just using the same old gears she always has been. Felmina has her Manifest, and I threw on just a regular Tempered Necklace, not even any extra points. And Curio still has his Regret and Tempered Ring. and Tome is still hanging out in the back with those 3 abilities. No sidekick. Tier 9 Super Boss.
Sesta is ready.
Attack.
Listen. These are the cries of the voiceless.
Already down to half health. Attack.
Listen. These are the cries of the voiceless.
Done. That's it. That was the fight. Didn't blow the AF gauge. Didn't even use the rest of the team's abilities. I honestly probably could just put in 3 random wind users completely. And Sesta took care of the tier 9 super boss. Admittedly, one that is weak to wind. But still, it was that easy. That's Sesta for you. So that was tier 9. Let's move on. At this point, it's time to upgrade Sesta a little bit more. She's been using this lustrous steel weapon for a while. Let's get her something better. One of the things that we can get, here's the rest of the team. One of the things that we can get is the Void Katana. To get the Void Katana, you have to beat some previous super bosses, but both of them have about 10 million health, if that. So they're very, very easy to beat at this point. So One Wheel and Genkame. According to the super boss list, they are a tier 10 super boss. Defeating them results in getting the Void Katana. So we are going to blow the AF gauge. We're going to do Accumulation Winds. We'll do Crusher Blow. Licorice, it inflicts poison and pain, so Felmina is going to set our poison and pain. And Transient Glory. So we're going to do all 2s followed by all 1s. 2, 2, 2, 2, all 1s. And we're going to switch to Twin Blade Wolf. Right now.
Listen. These are the cries of the voiceless. Take this.
Alright, we hit the 50% HP stopper. We are going to... I don't think we got enough Heavenly Dances in. We'll go ahead and do another Accumulation Wind. Twin Blade, of course. We are going to try Cataclysm. And we will Steadfast Melody. Get a little bit of defense in.
Listen. These are the cries of the voiceless.
There goes one of them.
Don't push yourself.
Thank you for your kindness.
Turn number 3. Heavenly Dance. Twin Blade, of course. Try Cataclysm. And... yeah, we could heal again. Whatever. Is pain on the enemy? Pain is not on the enemy. So we can Glimmer Strike and Licorice Blossom for the pain. That said, Twin Blade Wolf, even without pain, should be strong enough to knock out this boss. So if you are in need of a better weapon for Sesta, it is very easy to get the Void Katana. And you can refer to the wiki where to get the prior weapons required for the Void Katana. The Void Katana improves her type attack, so it improves her wind damage, and it does give her a 100% critical rate. So technically, Twin Blade Wolf does that as well. Since we're upgrading weapons, we might as well go ahead and upgrade the armor. At this point, you should definitely have gotten the guidance ring. That just requires running, I think, Present Garulia dungeon, either that one or Antiquity, over and over until you complete the requirements to get it. So we'll give her the guidance ring. And we'll leave our plus 20 speed and power badge alone. The rest of the team still had pretty much no gear. And Tome still had the same 3 Grasta. And that was a tier 10 super boss. Moving on. We're finally getting to the point where we really need to step up our game. We are in Arat Maze Village right now. And we now have a full team pretty much of gacha characters, minus Tome. Technically, I guess he's a gacha, but he's so common, you'll get him eventually. We have Suzette. If you run Entrada enough times, you will eventually get the Dryad's Bangle. She has a plus 30 power badge now. She has her true manifest weapon, and we've given her some power of pains as well. Sesta is now equipped with her Void Katana, Guidance Ring, though we could also give her a Dryad's Ring. If you run that enough, you can get that as well. She still has her plus 20 power and speed badge, and the same Grasta that we've been using this whole time. We have Yifa. Yifa AS is a wonderful support character. She's a wind character, and some of her skills really beef up the party. She has an Aurora, which improves type attack for 3 moves and improves the speed of the party. She has Banat Biwa, which improves the strength of the whole party. And she has Athdalkis, which improves resistances and prevents 1 knockback. And then a tank. Garum Barrel is a wind tank, Soira is a wind tank, Shani Altar is a wind tank, Shiguri ES is a wind tank. There's probably some others I'm thinking of, or that I'm not thinking of at the moment. Soira is a 4-star character, so if you farm her treatises, which remember, treatises are just a random drop from any red key dungeon, eventually, hopefully, you will get her Aristocrat. You'll get 5 treatises that allow you to switch her to Aristocrat. And she is an excellent tank. She can have the Void Lance, the Elpis Bangle, which is gotten by running Omegapolis over and over again. She needs a lot of luck, so I find stats badges, which improve stats by 20, are a good choice for her. And then she just has Grasta that improve health, and each one is equipped with Ore that also improves health. Now my Sora has 191 light points, so the Light Shadow HP Ore is excellent. If you have a low light Soira, then just the regular 300 HP Ore would be a good choice as well. And let's remove that just to make it a little more fair. So that is the front line. The back line, as you destroy things with Sesta over time, you will start advancing in the storyline, and you will gain access to things like Enhance at Low HP Katana. So I have 1 Katana user holding these 3 Grasta, and I have Tome holding those 2. This spot is empty because we are about to fight a boss that is going to give us a Grasta for that slot. So this is the primary team. Our sidekick is Iridian, a free character that can restore the team's health and mana each turn. So we are going to fight the SD-148. It's way over here, this little purple shiny thing.
Who wants a
The
fight?
warped SD-148 tries to deploy an Earth Zone, but since we have 4 wind characters, we override it. If you have Soira, she automatically puts Rage on. At this point in the game, if you're doing tier 11, like the hardest of the hard super bosses, it would be an excellent idea to find someone who can deploy an Awakened Wind Zone over and over again. Sesta's true power is basically when she has her Divine Wolf stacks, which can only be gotten through her Wind Zone, the Awakened Wind Zone. So characters that can redeploy it over and over, Tsubame Alter can do it, Suzette can do it if she is Stellar Awakened. Other characters, Melody AS can do it. Those are the, well, technically Melissa can as well, but she can reawaken just about any zone. But in this particular case, Suzette is a character that a lot of people may have at this point, and her Stellar Awakening can be bought in No Pal's Emporium. So she's a relatively easy character to Stellar Awaken. And if you do, you will gain the ability Bolt of Bahamut. It destroys whatever zone is currently there, it deploys an Awakened Wind Zone, and then it does Barrier Pierce and do some damage as well. But the important thing is, it gives us back our Awakened Wind Zone. So here on the first turn, we're going to Demonic Thrust, we'll do a Crusher Blow, we're going to work in an Athdalkus to improve resistances and Cyclone Wind immunity, and then we'll just do Benacht. And then we will do Foist and Seer, and then Fleur Breeze. So we're going to do 2, 2, 2, 2, and then all ones. If I see Athdalkus pop up, I'll switch to that one. And like before, around the 25% mark, I'm going to start watching Sesta's timer. When it gets close to the end, I'm going to move my mouse over here, or if you play on your phone, get your thumb ready, and hit Twin Blade Wolf. One feature about Twin Blade Wolf, it barrier pierces, naturally. This boss has 50 stacks of a barrier, so you're going to see a lot of 0 damage going on. But when Twin Blade activates, it's going to cut through like that barrier wasn't even there. And we'll have built up the combo bar a little bit as well. So, here we go. We're going to do 2, 2, 2, 2, all ones. Try to work in an Athdalkus somewhere. 2, 2, 2, 2, all ones. There's the Athdalkus. Keep going, watching the AF gauge. Twin Blade. You'll see that the boss has already dropped down to about 5% health. By doing so, he destroys the zone, puts down an Earth zone, hurts my team, and drains mana. Because Soira has Rage going, he drains Soira's mana. Here on turn 2, we're going to Faith Sesta. We'll go ahead and Demonic Thrust. He still has that barrier, so we can't do much about it. And she is going to... She really can't do anything at this point. I guess we'll Crush her Blow to reduce wind resistance. We're basically waiting for this to activate. And it's ready. So what's the purpose of this? It is for that Bolt of Bahamut. We activate it, do Bolt of Bahamut, and Burst. Bye-bye Earth Zone. Now we have the Awakened Wind Zone. That means at the start of the next turn, we will be able to Twin Blade again. So basically, we just have to survive until the next turn. So we can Floor Breeze it to reduce power. We can Athdalkus. She can Crush her Blow again. And we can Demonic Thrust. We're basically just keeping this guy debuffed as much as possible. He does have a knockback effect. So Yifa can definitely help with that. But now we are in the Awakened Wind Zone. She got her Divine Wolf stack. She can Twin Blade again. So we're going to Twin Blade. We're going to be knocked. We're going to Floor Breeze. And she can just kind of do whatever. We'll just Demonic Thrust again. The Noct is preemptive, so it goes before Sesta. That makes Sesta extremely powerful. Take a look at this last bit of damage. There you go, combined 1 billion damage, which is all we need to defeat the SD-148.
Sesta did good.
Now, if you don't have Soira, other tanks can work. Shani Alter, Shiguri ES. It's possible Garam, normal style, might even be able to handle the tanking. I haven't actually tested him, but all of them are wind tanks. If you don't have Yifa, who's a great support character, there are other wind support characters. Kiryu and Azami were able to buff up the team a little bit. Tsubame Alt is an excellent supporter. We're actually going to play with her next. But look for wind characters that can buff party damage and possibly debuff the enemy. That's kind of what you're looking for with support. So the only kind of required character, besides Sesta of course, Suzette was able to redeploy an awakened wind zone, and now you see the importance of that. Without the ability to reawaken a wind zone, Sesta can no longer Twin Blade Wolf. When you defeat the SD-148 for the first time, he drops a Grasta that Tome can use. It is the Avenger Grasta. Almighty Power Avenger improves type attack for all party members that happen to be Avengers. So he is a katana holding Avenger. Guess who else is a katana holding Avenger? Sesta is an Avenger. So by defeating SD-148 and equipping that fully upgraded Grasta to Tome, we've now improved Sesta's damage even more, because she wasn't powerful enough apparently. So let's do one more boss and call it. For the final boss, we're going to fight the Phantom Rugal's Shadow. If you go and activate Darkest Noah Past, you can fight the Phantom Rugal's Shadow. According to the wiki list, he is a tier 11 super boss, which is just about the highest there is. So we need a buffed team to handle this. So we have Sesta, geared to the nines, Elpis Dagger, Dryad's Ring, a plus 40 power badge, but then those same 3 Grasta that she's had almost this entire time. She does have her completely awakened Fenrir proof as well, hence the little glowy thing behind her. We have Tsubame. Tsubame Alter has this gear, geared for health for the most part, and she has a bunch of skills that can help. But these are the 3 that I've chosen. Melody AS, great support. She can deploy an awakened wind zone very, very often as well. This is her gear. She is geared for survival. Her HP badge happens to be a 2000 HP badge, for anyone curious. And we are breaking out a lot of the hard to get Grasta as well. If you're fighting tier 11, tier 12 super bosses, you probably have a lot of these Grasta or have the means to get it at this point. And then Shani Alter. I mentioned she was a good tank. Here is her gear as well. She is also luck dependent. Back row characters. We have Atoa holding now all of this, and Tome holding this, including that Almighty Power Avenger we just got. Good sidekicks. Tetra is always a great sidekick for healing purposes. Gunts, his aura kicks in whenever the AF gauge is empty. So if you blow the AF gauge on the first turn, after the first turn, all stats for all party members, all, Sesta's power, Shani's luck, etc., everything up by 20%. So let's see how this team handles a tier 11 super boss.
you like, dear?
Yes, let's go inside. This super boss, by the way, drops some of the star charts that you need for the King of Fighters characters. Oh look, he drained my another force gauge. Well, I guess we can't blow the AF gauge right away, but you know what that means. Gunsa's aura is already in effect. So, let's Twin Blade. Let's go ahead and reduce wind resistance. We need to deploy Pain, and Melody can do that with her Depravity. And we are going to Malediction.
Listen, these are the cries of the voiceless.
And final 2 hits. We are wearing out his defenses. This particular super boss. Once we can click the status button. A lot of automatic things going on. Okay. Every time he takes damage, he loses these attack counters. So right now, 40 times 5, we're at basically 200% resistances. So we need characters that can hit a bunch of times. So we are going to Dark Drill, Toadstrebe, Injaku Neku Rambu, and Twin Blade.
Listen, these are the cries of the voiceless.
Those stacks are slowly going down.
There.
He's restored some of the stacks, but now we have an AF gauge to work with. And we have 5 turns left of the Awakened Zone. Why 5 turns? Tsubame Altar extends an Awakened Zone. So it is time for us to go ahead and have some fun. So we're going to blow the AF gauge. We're going to work in Starving Wolf. We'll do Fierce Feline Storm, Magical Smash, and Faded Love. In fact, let's just go ahead and do Crusher Blow as well. That's 3 extra hits. So we're going to do all 2s followed by all 1s. 2, 2, 2, 2, all 1s. You'll notice the boss is now taking damage. And boy, did he just take a lot of damage. And you'll notice I have not even used Twin Blade Wolf. That's just how strong this team is. If you see any 2 147s, that is damage cap. It's like 2 to the 31st power or something like that, -1. And it's the most damage that a single blow can do. I still haven't used Twin Blade. There you go. Lost a life. Oh dear. He destroyed my wind zone. What in the world am I gonna do? We're going to deploy an Awakened Wind King stance with Tsubame Altar. And while we're at it, we'll just go ahead and Toadstrebe. Why not?
People, prowl and pounce! Take this.
Alright, we have our Awakened Wind Zone again. Since we did not blow the Twin Blade Wolf during the AF gauge, we had a Divine Stack just waiting around already. So that frees us up. Let's go ahead and Dragon Manifest. We're going to Depravity again, and we're going to do Fated Love.
Listen, these are the cries.
And here is a very powerful Sesta. Knocked out 3 billion in damage in one hit. Time for a Malediction. We can Depravity, we can Magical Smash, Dark Drill, whatever. We just did Dragon Manifest, so we can go ahead and Injaku Neku Rambu. And we will... we'll just go ahead and Crusher Blow. He has those stacks again, so the more stacks we can blow through, the better. A well-geared team does not take much damage, especially with all the debuffs we're throwing on them. And now, Melody AS just deployed an Awakened Wind Zone. So ladies and gentlemen, you know what that means. We have Twin Blade Wolf again, and we have an AF bar. So let's go ahead, blow the AF bar, and once again, not use Twin Blade Wolf. So we'll go ahead and Crusher, Fierce, Magical Smash, we'll redo a Fated Love, and then we will just do all ones. 2, 2, 2, 2, all ones. We're saving that Divine Wolf stack. We can see that the boss is out of health again, so I'm now going to do the 3s to buff up the team. So we've cast every single skill that the team has. So we've buffed everything, we've debuffed everything, we have our Stellar Burst ready to go. He's about to use up his last life. He thinks he's all that and a bag of chips. So he heals the team and fills up the bar. Little does he know. Oh, poor Shadow. Little does he know that we are just going to destroy him. So we've already buffed everything. Let's go ahead and all ones. We gotta work through all that barrier points. We're at 62, we're probably at less than 62 now, we're at 47. You can see damage already being done. And just to add insult to injury, here comes a Twin Blade. Not that it's needed, the boss has already been defeated. So this is the power of Sesta with a very powerful team of wind users. Well geared, they can just destroy pretty much anything that's not null to wind. Oh look, we've done so much. We could do another Stellar Burst. Every time we Stellar Burst, by the way, we get 25 points of all stats added thanks to Subami Altar. I think it stacks only 3 times, but...
This is the power of a true shinobi.
There you go. At no point did I ever feel that my team was in danger of dying. So that was a tier 11 super boss, handled quite easily by Sesta, with a very strong support cast. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. You just saw Sesta go from completely unequipped, going through another dungeons, starting with Underworld, just destroying everything just by auto-attacking. She went into Manifests, had no problems with them, and then with free characters, had no problems, and we just went through all the bosses, and as you see here at the end, even the highest tier super bosses fall to her. And this is Sesta normal style. This is not Sesta AS, whom I don't have, and I hear is even more powerful. So, which kind of blows my mind. Sesta is great at farming. If you have her, as long as she goes first and outspeeds the enemy, or if you give her a preemptive type of badge or anything that allows her to go first, then she will just tear through pretty much all trash mobs, no issues whatsoever. If you need a farm for something, just throw any 3 random wind characters in with her, and she will farm whatever you want. And then, as you saw, she will help you tremendously on a large variety of super bosses throughout the game, allowing you to get gear and grastas that will further improve her as well. And by the end of it, if you can gather up the right supporting cast for her, nearly everything in the game will fall to Sesta. She truly is a meta-defining character, in my opinion, probably one of the best characters in the game. So, anyway, I hope you've enjoyed kind of watching Sesta destroy things from early beginnings to now. Casual Crono, signing out.